Back to another live stream. We are here in Wellington, Colorado, and welcome to the EV6. This is going to be the live stream of our 70-mile-per-hour highway range test with this vehicle. If you're finding this later on YouTube, head to our Out of Spec Reviews channel, our sister channel, where the full results will be. I know it's crazy windy. Whoa, really windy. We'll talk about that because it's fitting. This is the wind trim of the EV6. Let me get you in the car, where it's going to be a little bit less windy for you. And this is where we can start the test and everything out of. So hopefully the audio will get a little bit better here. Thanks for joining if you're just tuning in. We're just getting set up here. Let's see, live, everything's good here. Just getting the vehicle set up. Welcome if you're just joining to the EV6 highway range test. Have to do a couple things here. We're actually pretty much charged up. I unplugged it because it was charging so fast up top that I was like, hey, I don't have enough time to do everything. So let me, I had to unplug it and basically say, hold on a second. This thing basically charges great. So now let me get the climate control going. We're gonna get the cabin cooled off before we head out. Can't decide between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. Well, interesting. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Why did I pick such a windy day to range test? It's not like I could pick. This is literally the only day because tomorrow I'm range testing the XC40 Recharge. And so, unfortunately, I figured I'd take the EV6 wind, at least the wind trim on the windy day. I don't know. It's never perfect, is it? But thankfully we can counteract it with some loop stuff. Not perfectly today though. What I'm gonna do is just pull up the wind map here because I have to reference it in our full video. I'm gonna finish filming the full video, plug the thing back in, and then hopefully we'll be good to go. Man, I wish we did not have to do it in wind though. You're absolutely right. I'll answer all of your questions here momentarily. I'm just gonna finish filming this main video. I have to use mics because it's windy outside, and then we'll get going. Yeah, XC40 Recharge we also have. We've had so many cars and they are all electric and they all require the same amount of testing from my side, so I'm just blowing through them basically. All right, if we lose connection I'll be back. Hopefully we don't, but I'm gonna get everything set up and going and we should be good. No, we'll be fine actually. I'm gonna film in the car here. If I'm filming in the car, I don't need mics. What am I thinking? A little bit out of sorts. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this car does today. I'm sure it'll go pretty far actually. It's EPA range rated at 274 miles. I need to double check that. I'm pretty sure, but it's definitely significantly more than the Ioniq 5's EPA range rating. 274 miles. I'm just gonna film the main video here. Well, we're just finishing up and we're ready to go. I actually unplugged the car briefly because it was charging too fast up top, and then I'll re-plug it in and get it up to 100% before we start off, of course. This vehicle is rated at 274 miles in the EPA cycle, which is significantly more than the Ioniq 5 all-wheel drive. I believe that's 256. So I'm hoping we see some good results here, but we need to talk about the wind. I'm going to overlay the wind map here right now, and that is a bummer. Normally I like to find the warmest day, well, assuming it's not too hot, at least in the winter time, the warmest day with the least amount of wind, and unfortunately today there is some significant wind, at least for the first half of the test. As we start to go east towards Nebraska, it will basically go down to no wind whatsoever. But, we're going to do a loop style test, even though we're going to get hit from the side. It's not a direct north-south or east-west wind. So hopefully it balances out to us on a loop, but you can never totally counteract a side wind, unfortunately. And well, that's definitely going to impact results a little bit here. So let's keep that in mind. There will be more opportunities to range test this car in the future if we need to. But overall, again, tire pressure set, vehicle will be charged to 100%. We have a nice driver only AC mode as per our testing procedures. We have to keep the climate control in the eco setting. The vehicle does have an eco mode, and we'll have the climate control in eco as long as there's a temperature adjustment. Certain vehicles like Rivian, like the BMW i3s, for example, with Eco Pro Plus, that you can actually shut off the climate conditioning. As per our procedures, we always keep the conditioning on, but we do warm up or cool down the cabins while connected to the charger ahead of time, and that's pretty much what we're doing here. So what do you say we charge it up to 100% to full until it kicks off? We'll reset the trip computers, and then we'll hit the road. Okay. When new video about Tesla road trip? I don't know. At some point, we'll make a Tesla road trip video. All right, let's get this thing back charging up to 100%. We'll let it complete, and then we'll hit the road. How about that? All right, plugged in, juicing up. Let's see what we get. Let's get the car set up. So eco mode, regen level. We can't run iPedal. We have to run regen in 3. Otherwise, it won't disconnect the front motor. Take a look here. Just plugged back in. We're going to finish topping up. We have the climate control set to 68, driver only on automatic, in the lowest climate control fan speed. Pretty normal. Headlights on auto. Oh, let's just take a look through any more settings if they're EV settings. Winter mode's on, but it doesn't do anything unless it's really cold out. But I guess we'll just turn it off just in case. But I mean, it's really not going to make any difference. What else do we need? Climate, boom. Driver only, low auto, sync, always. Oh wait, we just want driver only, so sync won't make sense. AC automatic drying, smart ventilation, all of that looks pretty good. Great settings, lots of adjustability in this car. Really love all of this stuff. I haven't actually gone through and played around with the settings of it yet. Eco vehicle. Climate. Features. I think we were just over there. Automatic drying. Yep, I think we're looking good. Still doing 30 kilowatts at 99%. Just this thing is a charging monster. Can't wait to do another charging test with this now that I kind of know what to expect with EV6. The thing is just amazing. I'm just going to film a couple things. Oh, we just completed at 100%. So climate power off. And then we should head out and go. We have just completed at 100% state of charge. It pulls pretty hard up top, and we're ready to head out on the test. It says 100%. It says 0 kilowatts going into it. So we are absolutely tuned up. Connector in the back of the car. Love the location here. Personally, I think it's a great connector, and I like the way that connector is the code slide in pretty nice. Really nice. Pretty slick. All right. I turned climate control off for now so we don't burn any juice. But let's just make sure we have everything set the way we need to. We're going to run eco mode, vehicle on. The live stream guys are here. Regen in level 3. Let's push and hold OK to reset our accumulated info. We twist this into drive, and we're ready to go. Wow, that has to have been like the fastest start to a to a range test. What do you guys think? So let's do a little bit of action here, and off we go. And we start our test. We have 2,641 miles on the odometer. It's a pretty fresh battery pack on this particular car. Really, I'm a big EV6 fan and Ioniq 5. I love this eGMP stuff. Perhaps I'll do like a little review of this car, even though I already have, but now that it's had its place in the market. Oh, we got to click climate control back on to auto in the lowest fan speed, driver only 68. All set properly. Ooh, nice Kia K5 right there. Man, Kia is just killing it with design language recently, aren't they? Really good stuff. So let's hop on to the highway. I love that we get these little screens here. This one has highway drive assist 2, I believe. A failed air suspension on an L322 Range Rover off in the distance. I think we can squeeze in front of this truck. Here we go. And that will help with results slightly. Let's just make sure we are running in rear wheel drive mode. So we are. You can see the front motor's completely disconnected here. And we are going to merge onto the highway I-25 North as we normally do, up to 70 miles an hour. And our goal here is we are going to hit 70 miles an hour at the end of the on-ramp as usual. And you can see it actually connects the front motor for regen. And so it puts the power back in and then we'll re-disconnect. It's sort of a dog clutch situation, which is really neat. And that's just the nature of having permanent magnet motors. You can't physically shut off a permanent magnet motor truly to have, you know, almost no torque load on the vehicle. So you can disconnect it if you want to. And that's what, you know, the Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis have done with the eGMP platform. It's really, I think, a magical platform. These cars are just truly stellar, really, really good. I checked battery temps. Again, we are at good temperatures here for the range test, just about 30 degrees Celsius in the battery pack. And off we go. Gentle accelerations up to 70 miles an hour. I've already confirmed that 70 miles an hour indicated is a true 70 miles per hour GPS. Another nice thing of highway drive assist here in Hyundai Kia vehicles is you can do your steering assistant separate from your adaptive cruise control, which I think is a really nice thing. We got to just get a couple more miles an hour out of it. 68, 69, 70. Let's lock it in. Boom. HDA on, this here, and we're good to go. The vehicle will make automatic lane changes, and we need it to, so come on, because we got to get by this U-Haul. Back up to 70. There it goes, all on its own. That is just awesome. Keep hands on steering wheel, don't worry. The U-Haul's coming into our lane. We'll just scooch over for him. This vehicle also has lane scooching, so if it does notice something like that, or if we're next to a truck, it will actually automatically scooch over in our lane. You can see it's making auto lane changes back to the right. And off we go. I'll update you along the way, of course, at different percentage milestones, usually every 25%, something like that. And looking forward to, and we just got to battle some wind, unfortunately. All right. Hey, Livestream guys. Sorry, I haven't given you much attention yet. We're on the EV6 range test, baby. Let's go see what this thing will do. Love this car. I know it's shaky. This phone mount's garbage. We got to do something about this, don't we? Let me see if I can tighten it up a little bit. Whoa, that didn't work. Oh, man. Yep, it's all-wheel drive, wind with tech package, I believe. I believe that is the case, yes. The air conditioning is going pretty strong. I'm actually going to crank it up to 70 here. Wow. Just a little bit bummed about this side wind, but I don't think it's going to really affect results too much. I think the warm weather is going to help offset it, of course. But man, is this thing quiet to cruise in. Just an awesome vehicle. Yeah, someone mentioned that it looks like an Ioniq 5 in the center screen. That's because this is the same platform. They're both eGMP models, so they're actually sister cars, this and the Ioniq 5. cutting in and out from time to time throughout. I'll try and get it reconnected as soon as possible, as always. I don't think it has double pane windows. I can check, but it'll kind of skew results if I roll the window down a little bit. I'm pushing for Tom's R1T. I'm not totally convinced Tom's going to sell me his R1T. I think he's going to fall in love with it. Yeah, I guess it's pretty hard to get an EV6. I can already feel this wind. I'm sure you guys can hear it. Man, kind of a bummer if I'm honest. If it does well, even with this wind, that would be impressive. Yeah, I totally agree. That the reason I chose this window for the test was it was the best temperatures of the day to sort of start, you know, right about probably an hour ago, honestly, but got a little distracted leaving the office, and so yeah, I think this is the best compromise we could have come up with. Automatic lane change, the car's doing this on its own. Bunched up with the trucks doing about 2 miles an hour slower than us as usual. And there's no one really behind us quite yet, although they are coming up, so not quite time to move over, but if they come up on us, I will. Yeah, no rear wiper in this car, right? Same with the Ioniq 5. What's up with that? Yeah, it's a wind all-wheel drive. There's a tumbleweed. It's a wind all-wheel drive with tech package. I'm just going to move over for this pickup truck to come through. Let them go by. Oh, we got quite a few cars that we need to let go by. Don't want to draft behind this truck, although a little bit of drafting from time to time will offset some of that wind we have coming at us from the basically the northwest heading southeast. More tumbleweeds. Are we going to hit it? Yep. Nothing we can do. How many tumbleweeds will we hit in this range test? I'm not sure. We really need to move back over. We're going 69 instead of 70. Here we go. No, there's no EV6 towing video right now. We just put up a towing video of gas versus electric just today on Out of Spec Reviews. Slowly going for the pass here. That's the only problem with our range test is we're pretty much locked in at 70 miles an hour. Can't come off of it. Yep, we just left. We're still at 95% state of charge. Car makes the lane change all by itself. How about that? Pretty sweet. I don't think the EV6 looks that good in red. You like it in red? I think black is the color for this car. Well, and Kia doesn't give auto lane changes for free. You have to pay for their tech package. Otherwise, you get Highway Drive Assist 1, I believe is what it's called. And this one has Highway Drive Assist 2. And 2 is better than 1, usually. Oh, yeah, the Kia EV6 looks great in dark blue. Totally agree. Take a look at our stats so far. 10 miles in, 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Wow, this wind is gnarly. Looks like a XC40, no, a C40 Recharge in white coming towards us. Did you see that? That's the first C40 I've seen on the road. That was interesting. And fully electric C40. I wonder if they're heading to the charging station we just left at. Yeah, Norway, you don't have roads like this, that's for sure. Yeah, wind really does affect range, of course. This is the wind version, not the GT line. Ambient temperature is warm. I don't know where it actually... Oh, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Very smooth ride. Feels almost smoother than the Euro version I drove. I haven't listened to the Meridian in the EV6 yet. I literally just got in the car for this test. Timon and Jordan have been driving it a lot and making videos with it. So this is my first time getting in here. So, and of course I'm doing the live stream, so I won't listen to music until after the test, but I promise I'll try it out. Is it quiet in the cabin? Very quiet in the cabin. Very quiet. Quieter than the Rivian that I've just spent a lot of time in. Midlife crisis red. Oh no, I mean, you do what you want, but I would not, I would not do red. Yeah, so everyone says the speakers aren't great. This Meridian system, I genuinely haven't listened to it, so I'm not sure. Timon said that it sounded much better when he used CarPlay versus Bluetooth. Do I feel claustrophobic? No, but it definitely doesn't feel as big an area as the Ioniq 5 does, especially the Ioniq 5 with the glass roof. So much airier than this. This has no sunroof. Take a look at this. Pretty Spartan in here, wouldn't you say? Really needs a glass roof. I don't know what's going on. Someone must have had to use the trunk space in it for something. I didn't do that. I just got in it. The missing rear wiper. Oh, Siri, go away. Huh. Yeah, missing rear wiper seems like a big omission. Beautiful day for a drive, isn't it? Did I stop at Starbucks yet? The answer is earlier today, but the drink's already gone, so nope. And we do not pass any Starbucks on this trip. I guess in Cheyenne would be the closest. Feels like the wind isn't that strong right here right now. It was when we first started, but I don't really hear it at all. I think it's kind of died down. Yeah, I'll call out the mileage at 90%, but you won't be able to gauge a rough estimate because the wind is just pretty wild today, so it's really going to be affected by the loop, and that's why we always run a loop style test. Yeah, I haven't had any faulted sessions on Electrify America in a long time. It's just worked. And while you know, little things like in terms of total power output we're niggling with, but like every time I roll up to an EA station in the last while, it's just connected, worked, and been great. My Rivian road trip, which I think we'll put the video up probably tomorrow morning, assuming I get back early enough, because I was going to edit that tonight with Alyssa. It is yeah, just stellar road trip in terms of charging ease and charging just working, which was great. Exactly what I want and what we need. Now the wind's coming up a little bit. I guess we're just gonna have to live with it. Big legroom in here for sure. Is there any only European EV you wish we had in the US? Huh. I love the ID3. I would daily drive one of those. And the vibration is the phone mount, not the car or the suspension. And it's just going to become a running situation here. I really need a better phone mount. The one I ordered. We gotta move over here, but we got a Subaru with a missing bumper by. Here we go. Yeah, the MPH is stellar on this car. Really, really, really good. Yeah, weight savings mod with the missing bumper. They're just going for max speed. NVH is noise, vibration, and harshness. It's how you typically refer to, and you know, basically just comfort in terms of yeah, noise and vibration and harshness. And there's a lot of metrics that go into NVH. There's the buffalo on the hill up there. Oh, first gen Discovery on the side of the road. How fitting. Sad to see it because I'm a big fan of that vehicle. But you do have to get acquainted with the scenery in random places when you drive a first gen Discovery. We are at 90% state of charge, and we just hit it, and we've done 19.8 miles so far. So for sure, even with the brunt of the wind hitting us here, I'm expecting over 200 miles in this test. We have crossed over 90% state of charge. We just hit it. We've already done 20 miles, and that is with the brunt of the headwind hitting us. You can see here, climate control, I actually raised it to 70 degrees just because it was actually getting pretty cold, and we don't need it to be that cold, just need it to be comfortable. Oh, we're down to 89 now. So I'm expecting, you know, based off of this initial 10%, somewhere around 200 miles in this test. We'll just have to see. We're almost to Wyoming. I can almost see the sign right over here. Almost to Wyoming. And, you know, we've just taken the brunt of the wind. And so from here, it actually should be a little bit more efficient heading east because we have a little bit more of an easterly wind. And, yeah, looking forward to seeing how this car does. This is not a great indication, but there is the great state of Wyoming just across this border. And let's head off into it. And we might even see Nebraska. Welcome to Wyoming. Yeah, it seems to be like this is a little stone chip here. Just noticing that. Ryan. Welcome to the chat. And yes, I will make sure we live stream. I don't know if we have any EVs on test next week. We may not. We'll figure out something to do electric related. We definitely have combustion cars in, but Model 3 with roof racks coming towards us. Nice. Gotta love that. Yes, this is not like the troll Stegan, that's right. What? Someone said I giggle a lot? What? Why is that nerves? What's wrong with having fun with what we're doing? A normal turn signal for you guys this time. How about that? You can get EV6s and Ioniq 5s without markup. You just gotta look around for them. I have a friend who got an EV6 without markup, and that's that video's on Out of Spec Motoring, actually on this channel earlier. The EV6 road trip Jordan took, they got that car without markup. My favorite brand of charger to stop at, it doesn't really matter. I'm sort of brand agnostic. I just want it to work and to be fast. Oh, whoa, let's focus here, camera. You just gotta go look other places if you want to get a car at sticker. I mean, it's really easy to road trip across the country. I would just look anywhere. What are my thoughts on the Tesla markups? I think they're selling every single car they can make at the higher prices, and it's not affecting them at all. And some people certainly will choose other vehicles, and there's a lot of great vehicles other than Tesla, but more power to them. Let them charge what they want, in my opinion. See, we're getting a due side wind here. There are the flags. And so we're actually about to head east, directly to the right of us, pretty much. So we should get most of that behind us. Just going to take a call. Going to put you guys on mute for a second. All right, I'm back. What in the world is going on here? Why we are doing 50 miles an hour? Come on, don't they know we're supposed to do 70-mile-an-hour range tests? Thankfully, I think it ends just right up here. And so we just have to eat the 2 miles roughly at 50 miles an hour like we're doing now. Come on. Yeah, I think this is where it ends, right up here, and then we can get right back to 70, which is what we really need to do. Also, immense traffic up here in Wyoming. What is going on, too? I mean, this is not the... I mean, we just got to factor in wind. I mean, we'll have a great 70-mile-an-hour test overall because we are able, yeah, just to sit at 70 forever. So that's the only construction I know of, and we've seen that before, actually. So let's just gently accelerate up to 70 miles an hour so we don't burn too much heat loss out of it. And 68, 69, 70, lock her in. There we go, and now we're back to normal. Oh, everyone's dropping their range test today. Oh, who else did a range test? Everyone in Wyoming must have gone for a drive today. Yes. Ben, I can't wait to get behind the wheel of the Cadillac Lyric. That is not a vehicle I've been so excited to get behind the wheel of, but a lot of people are very excited for it. Why? I'm not really sure. Seems interesting though, and my friend Tom got to play around with it. He really liked it, so he didn't drive it, but he said it was a nice car, and he's, you know, maybe it's just something that should be more front of mind for me. Cross-track with a slight lift going by. Interesting. Yeah, the BMW i4, we should be getting it very soon, actually. It's here in Colorado for us, and we just need to schedule it, basically. Maybe it's next week. I don't actually remember when we're getting it, but soon. It's an i4 M50. Really want to drive the rear-wheel drive. So the farther east we go here, the less wind we'll have. Even though we're in the EV6 wind, we still have less wind going that way. I don't think BMW is having a hard time selling their EVs, i4 or iX. Pretty sure there's a pretty long wait for them. Nice day for a ride, that's for sure. 70 degrees and sunny up here in Wyoming. What is the lyric? It's not like the lyric isn't interesting to me. It's just not been really front of mind. It's a very similar infotainment to Ioniq 5. I mean, there's very few differences. What spec is this EV6? It's an all-wheel drive wind model with the 19-inch wheels. Yep, for sales tax, I've never heard of you paying double tax. You always pay tax in the state where you register it. But maybe some states are different than the ones I've lived in. But I've never heard of that. I have heard of specific state credits where you need to buy it from a dealership within that state. No glass roof in this car. Nope. I think you get that in the GT line. This is the Wind with Tech Pack. Out of all the autopilot's just Tesla. I assume you mean just driver assistance systems. Which one do I find is the best? I think autopilot's really great. I really love HDA2 and this Kia Hyundai stuff. I love Mercedes systems as well. Their Distronic Plus. I don't know what they call it nowadays, but yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. A lot of not great ones out there too. Yeah, but yeah, really quiet here in the EV6. Loving it. Just a very relaxing, comfortable, very well built car, and yeah, just can't go wrong with it. It's not a premium car, but it's definitely nice. Yeah, it has a sunroof in the GT line. You can't get a full glass roof, at least in the US market, with EV6. And to me, like, that's a big selling point on the Ioniq 5. I also think the Ioniq 5 looks better. But I do like how much lower I sit in the EV6 than the Ioniq 5. Like, the interior seating position's much better in this car. Do I think it's going to go further than the Ioniq 5? Yeah, I think it probably will, also because it's a significantly warmer day than when we did the Ioniq 5. Could someone actually look up our Ioniq 5 range test and see how far that car went? It would be just right towards the end of the video of the Ioniq 5 range test on out-of-spec reviews. Yeah, I agree about the looks of the EV6. It's not nearly as attractive as the Ioniq 5 to me. But they did have the best Super Bowl commercial this year. Yeah, I want to say it did 227 miles, I think. 227.4 or something like that. No, I was right, 227.4. How about that? That is a pretty good memory. And normally my memory's really bad. Wow. I genuinely have not looked at that since we did the test. Can I be a little bit more accurate? Tesla Model Y or EV6, why or why not? Well, big price difference, I think. I haven't really looked, but at least recently, I don't know which I would rather do. I guess I'm not the target buyer, so it's up to you. All I can do is provide you the specs for the cars and my impressions of them. I like both cars a lot. The EV6 certainly rides better than the Model Y, and it certainly definitely has a better seating position, but it's much lower. The Model Y is much higher off the ground, much more of an SUV than the EV6 is. The EV6 is, I don't really want to call it a wagon because I don't think it's that, but it's definitely not an SUV like the Model Y. Driving wise, the EV6 is a smoother experience, but the Model Y is significantly faster on a back road, I would say. What's in those Starbucks drinks? Honestly, not enough. I really need 2 of those every day. Yeah, 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour. That's what I assume you meant to write out. Okay, well that's better than what we're averaging here. We're averaging 2.8. But again, we've been hammered with wind. Yeah, so what I've noticed in the Ioniq 5 is not amazing range, not amazing efficiency, but really great charging. Yeah, we're slowly getting out of the wind now. I don't think there's an included free charging. Maybe I think I heard you get 250 kilowatt hours free or like an Apple Watch. I was like, what? It's not much, if anything. You can blow through that in a day. I don't know when the turnaround is. It's too early to tell. We still have 81% in the tank. Got a truck tailgating us. Well, I'm sorry, dude. I'm getting out of the way as soon as possible. Of a tank. I don't know, 81%, 80% remaining in the battery pack. I think it's kind of funny referring to it as a tank. You can find some great dealerships, you can find some terrible dealerships. I've had some amazing experiences buying cars. And some really bad ones. And it's just all up to the individual dealer. And you can't really classify them. You can't say all dealers are good or all dealers are bad. We're sort of holding up these 2 trucks. This dude can come over now. I flashed him to let him know he can come over. There he goes. Yeah, Doug, thanks for watching. Yeah, we have XC40 I'll probably do tomorrow or Monday. Haven't decided yet. Some dealers know who I am when I go there, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them I just communicate with remotely, and, you know, I don't know. I also have a lot of friends that buy cars, and they don't know who they are, and some great experiences, some bad ones. Any advice getting around markups? Just call dealers and see who's not selling at a markup. Cars are, you know, I wouldn't pay markup for a mass production car, that's for sure. Yeah, there's some trucks here that'll do 80, 85 miles an hour, sometimes even more. I've seen trucks do 90 out here. two are just having a little truck drag race going down the road. Yep, 75%. Remember, thank you very much. We are at 7. Good morning from Sydney. Hello from Cheyenne, Wyoming, or just outside of it. Am I driving or using their auto assistant? Yeah, I'm using Highway Drive Assist 2, and it's doing a stellar job. It's one of the best systems. Look, Rivian's on that truck. 1, 2, 3, 4 Rivians on that truck. We keep seeing Rivians in live streams. This is the 3rd live stream where we've seen a truck full of Rivians. They are just pumping them out. That was wild. The same spot we saw it when we were doing the Rivian range test too. How about that? Those trucks are still having a drag race up ahead. You know what's interesting? In the Ioniq 5, you know how you have to be out of iPedal in order to get just rear-wheel drive in eco mode? Well, I'm pretty certain, at least according to this software, if you take a look here, we're in eco mode, right? I can't adjust the regen paddles. And so we used Highway Drive Assist that entire time, even though I think I accidentally, unknowingly left it in iPedal. That's before I knew it doesn't disconnect the front motor in that setting. And I think with adaptive cruise control, it just does it automatically. I think it may have been fairly accurate. Yeah, the area through here really bad for cell service. It'll just cut it in and out as it goes. And I would like to go in the right lane, but this truck just magically sped up a bit, and it's sort of impossible. I'll just inch at 1 mile an hour over to get over. Welcome to AT&T. Life. It'll just get a little bit better as we continue driving, and then of course it'll happen on the way back. Really appreciate you all tuning in, though. Whatever I was explaining about the dash was lost. Basically, I think even though in the Ioniq 5 range test I was running iPedal, it still ran rear-wheel drive mode and adaptive cruise control, based off of this car's logic. Hey, welcome to a live stream. This one, yeah, it should be kind of fun. We're just doing the Kia EV6. Wow, what's this thing coming down the road towards us? Whoa, giant tank of some kind. That's cool. Nope, you can put whatever tires you want on a car. More Rivians, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there was the new gray color on that one. Wow, Rivian, it must just be pumping out the trucks right now. That's the second full truckload of Rivians we've seen. I don't think they can put a full truckload of Rivians on because it gets overweight. The ride is amazing in this car, but the road is not. Limestone, yes, that was the new gray color that was on that truck. I think I need a Rivian. You think I need a Rivian? I think, yes, I would like a Rivian. I have a new Volkswagen Golf R coming, hopefully in the next, I'm just waiting for the call to go pick it up. And that's going to be our camera car, and then a Rivian daily driver, and then the Taycan's coming end of year, early next year. We just got a lot of cars in the works here. You guys got to watch some more videos. I don't think R1S is going to happen anytime super soon. I did talk to Rivian briefly about it, and they said, well, you know, we're definitely going to get you in the truck as soon as possible. So they're aware. Nice Volvo V90 cross country coming towards us in denim blue. That was lovely. I'm such a Volvo V90 fan. Forgive some of the shake there. It's just the road. Apologies. Nice Denali Duramax right there. I think it's sweet. Which do I prefer, the ride in the EV6 or the Ioniq 5? I don't know. I'd really have to drive them back to back. I haven't driven the EV6 really on the road yet, other than just the highway, so I can't really comment on how it drives yet. It drives great though, really. I mean, it's very well sorted. Very similar to Ioniq 5. I like the seating position in EV6 better, but I think if I had to choose between the two, for me personally, I would go for Ioniq 5. I just think it looks way better. Thought the interesting. I thought it was the one any one vehicle could ever do. It has a huge breadth of capability. Really loved the Rivian. I guess everyone's upset because our videos are too long on out of spec reviews, but I mean, I don't really care. I mean, people are watching, and we have the data that shows you people watched it. So I think that's just fine. I've been seeing some notes about that come through today. We chapter out a lot of the long videos. I don't really, I haven't built out the EV6s yet. I will, of course, before I do my review. I just hopped in here and started doing the range test. So I don't know what options you should or shouldn't get, but I will say I don't like the car without a sunroof, and I think you need a GT line in order to get a sunroof. But I don't really like the Alcantara seats in the GT line, at least the Euro spec that I drove. So I don't know. I think I would just get an Ioniq 5 for me. Yeah, I agree keeping the videos long. I mean, we're just going to make the videos as long as they are. And if people don't want to watch them, that's fine. You can fast forward. Again, all the data is at the end of them chaptered out, at least in this towing video. So it is what it is. Review the Fisker Ocean. Well, the Fisker Ocean has not entered production yet, and once it does, I'm sure we will review it. Oh, I missed my 75% update by 1%. Let me do a little video here. We have just passed 75% state of charge, and we have traveled 66.7 miles. We're at 74% right now. We're averaging 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour. So really comfortable test. We're about an hour into it as expected, and just cruising along over some pretty harsh, bumpy pavement. And I have to say the vehicle is extremely quiet. It's extremely comfortable, and it just feels so well built. These Kia EV6 Ioniq 5 cars that I've spent a lot of time in now really are spectacular from not only an EV engineering standpoint, but also a ride quality and MPH standpoint, and even driving dynamics. I'm excited to get this EV6 out on a back road and film a driving review of it. It's just a wonderful package that you just can't go wrong. A lot of people ask me, would I buy an EV6 or an Ioniq 5? I think the answer is, what shape do you like the most? Personally, I would probably go Ioniq 5 because I think it looks way cooler. But Timon, for example, said he liked the EV6 more. At the end of the day, it's the same hardware. This is probably a hair more efficient, I would guess, by the time we finish our test, just because it's lower to the ground, a little bit more of a sleek design, although I don't really like that word sleek, but it's a little bit more of an aerodynamic design. And yeah, a lot of people are also complaining on the live stream about the lack of the rear windshield wiper, which is a huge omission both in this car and the Ioniq 5. What's up with that? Let's get some rear windshield wipers in these things. Come on, Kia and Hyundai. Other than that, the thing's really rock solid. It's hard to find faults with these cars. Hey, Gerpel, really appreciate that super chat. That'll go back into the channel for something fun. Thank you very much. Slippery versus sleek. Slippery's the better terminology. I should have used that. I don't know if you guys have realized this, but everything we do is one take. You know, I don't really reshoot things. And so whatever I say, even if it's wrong, that's what goes in the video. Heading towards Nebraska. We are out of the wind almost. Coming into Pine Bluffs here. Efficiency's been increasing as we've been getting out of the wind. This automatic lane change is wonderful. See, the car is doing all of this automatically. So good. This driver assistance is so good. Nice Raptor. Going the other way. thoughts of the look of the BZ4X compared to other EVs? I don't know if I can really compare it to other EVs, but I will say I didn't like the way it looked in photos, but seeing it in person, it really grew on me. And I think it actually didn't look bad at all. Are you in a Wind or a GT? I'm in the Wind, but there's also a GT and a GT line. The GT is the fast one that hasn't been announced yet, but the GT line has. I think Kia needs to work on their naming. That doesn't really make much sense. But Wind with the Tech Pack. Welcome to Nebraska, the good life, as we always say entering. Welcome to Nebraska, the good life. Here we go. We're out of the major wind and efficiency is looking great. Really enjoying it. 72%. We've traveled 72 miles. How about that? Absolutely beautiful day out here. 67 degrees and sunny. I just want the Ioniq 5N to be really spicy. That I'm looking forward to. Well, who cares if you can say you own the fastest Kia, but I'd rather just have a really fast car. I love cars that rip. I just let a Jeep beat the EV6. I know, but you know, that's just the problem with these tests. The car has to do what the car has to do. I have very little control over things other than just piloting the vehicle as per the testing procedures. I agree. We'll be doing all the races when we get over to where we need to go with the we're getting passed by everyone around here. Gotta make a couple tight maneuvers. Train is stopped over there. I wonder what's going on. Hopefully we're back now. You can thank our cell phone provider for the videos going in and out. It just happens all the time. Sorry about that. Just welcome to this area. truck missing his dually wheel on one side. He's got two wheels on the left and one on the right. Don't know if I've ever actually seen that before. It looked like it fell off and ripped that bottom half of his fender out. It looks so weird. Range check, 83.9 miles in. I'm driving in the left lane just for no aero advantage from this truck. No one's behind us. 67% remaining in the tank. 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour. I'll give you a visual. Boom. 84.2 miles, 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour, 67% state of charge. Yeah, I was actually expecting probably a little bit better efficiency than this. Interestingly though, Kia sets the tire pressures factory at 36 PSI. I bet you get a little bit better if you bump it to 40, 42. School bus convoy on the left. slowly creeping up on the. Are we in 2G land? Sorry about that, folks. Some days it seems to be better than others out here, the cell service. Wi-Fi on the car, that's correct. I can't believe we haven't had any traffic come up behind us yet. They're just starting to as we're getting next to this guy. So hopefully we can just go for a quick pass so they can get by. Nope, no Wi-Fi in this EV6. No hotspot, I don't believe. Maybe it does. You use it all the time. Oh, cool. I should have connected to it then. Didn't really look. Just hopped in, and first thing I'm doing with it is the range test. There's the blind spot, but no need to worry. I'm just going to let the guys who just came up on us go by. By default, it's off. Uses the same network. Huh. Yeah, I don't think we'll see 250 miles out of this test. If we do, that would be impressive, but 65%, we've done 89.3 miles. It would be fun to do a no speeding 1,000-mile race with all the new electric EVs. I don't know if fun is the right word to use there, Chris. It might be interesting, but I wouldn't say it's fun. Efficiency is up to 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour now. I think we need to copy Bjorn's test. Let Bjorn does what he does, and we can do what we do. Yeah, definitely like the road trip races stuff. The problem is when we have media cars to review, we typically try not to put more than 500 miles on them. So we'll do a range test, we'll do a driving test and charging and, you know, a full review. And we usually can keep it 500, 600, 700 miles on the car, something like that. If we start putting 2,000 miles on a vehicle, then we have to, like, you know, usually it's okay, but it's just like a lot of asking the automaker to be like, hey, we're going to pile the miles on your vehicle and all that stuff. I don't know. So what state of charge do you guys think we should turn around with? You know, basically, what I got to look at the wind, but we are at 63% state of charge. I'm thinking we push it closer to 57, 58%. I don't know, maybe 55% state of charge and look for a turnaround point, but now's the time to start thinking about it. Let's look at the windy app here. We are currently in no wind. Man, such a weird wind profile. We have two opposite wind directions hitting us. We're in the dead zone in between right now. And, you know, I think we're going to have a little bit of a rear side wind on the way down where we were getting hammered before in the front. So perhaps we should get it, you know, definitely into the 50s. I don't know if we need to push it all the way down to 51, 52%. That doesn't leave much room for error, but I'm thinking, yeah, I think 55 to 56% feels about right to me. So once we start getting a little closer, we should look to see what we got. I guess we got two different fronts going on next to each other. We're right in between them right now. It's sort of the neutral area. We're like in the Switzerland of these two storms, wind storms. Wind doesn't slow us down, it just means we can't go as far. Seats are very comfortable. Great road trip car, really is. We will V2L. Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to charge a car overnight with it. We'll charge the Tesla with it. Do a little V2L test. I use, my dad's in the chat. Everyone say hi to my dad. And we're going to, I stole his vehicle to load adapter. He bought it with the Ioniq 5. He spent, I don't know, $600 on this thing. And I said, thanks. I'm going to steal your adapter. And so, yeah, we'll make some videos with it. I got to send it back to him at some point. Dad, you should road trip out the Ioniq 5 here to Colorado. I think he's taking it on a road trip down the East Coast soon. He's going to film an out-of-spec motoring road trip. Is that right? I hope so. Ioniq 5 does not get V2L. I think EV6 might. I haven't even looked in here to see if it's in the car or not. I'll look later on. The 99-cent super chat. If only he would misplace the decimal point a couple times. Oh, it comes with the GT line. It does not come with the wind. I got it. But we got the adapter anyway. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Dad, are you going to switch to an EV6 or are you going to keep your Ioniq 5? 100 miles in right now. %, state of charge, 101 miles, 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. There we go, 99 cents. Thanks, Dad. Of course, all super chats go to something cool for the channel. I think we'll blow up an iMeave or something interesting. Hey, Frank, really appreciate that. We'll use it for something cool, like I was saying, where the money's going to go somewhere. So we're at 60% state of charge. We need to start thinking about when we should flip around. Not exactly sure when. Hey Josh, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys got to start telling us what you want us to do with the super chat money now that we're doing live streams. We got to do something. We're just putting it in a bucket for now, but we're gonna, I don't know, throw a party or something. Buy yourself a beer. Oh, don't worry. We got plenty of beer back at the office. If you guys haven't yet, a YouTube channel called Out of Spec Podcast. It's also on, we have more listenership than viewership, but I prefer if you watch on YouTube, just so we can get that channel over 1,000 subscribers. And we did a whole roundup with some beer, that's what reminded me of it, of the Rivian testing. Buy Tom's Rivian with it. I don't know. We'll buy a Rivian for sure. I just don't know from who and when. Would like to get one from Rivian, but don't know if that'll be possible. We'll see. I really want the ocean interior in the Rivian, but the problem is it's like a 6-month delay. I think it's worth waiting though. As long as we have a truck we can make videos with. Yeah, I know, a new phone mount. If anyone has a phone mount suggestion that doesn't rattle, the one I've ordered's on back order, and I don't even know if that's going to be much better. So we're at 59% state of charge. How are we looking for exits up ahead? So we are almost to Potter, Nebraska. So Potter, Nebraska. We got one exit. All right, our exit's in 4.3 miles. That's where we're going to have to turn around. We would not be able to make it to the next exit up and then back to the charging station. There would have been an additional 25 miles or so, which I think would be stretching it a little too close. So we're going to turn around with about 56% state of charge, which is exactly what I was saying, wasn't it, earlier? So I think that's pretty perfect, actually. Pretty perfect. What seats do I find more comfy between this and the Model 3? The Model 3, but I think these are a very close second place. These are really good seats, but I love the seats in the Model 3. I don't like the way the car rides. This car rides smoother, so overall this is a more comfortable vehicle, I would say. we are just getting to that point in the drive where we need to think about turning around. We're at 57% state of charge, and I think we're going to take the next exit, which is going to leave us a little bit of buffer to get back, especially with the winds being a little bit from the side, a little unpredictable. We should get a little bit more assistance on the way back, but 107.9 miles at 57%. That's our exit up ahead where we'll be making our loop, and I have to say this is just absolutely so comfortable. If I haven't explained it yet in this video, one of the reasons that we run a loop style test is to counteract elevation and wind throughout the drive. And while we never are in laboratory environments and we can't have a perfect head and tailwind to counteract all the time, we do the best we can to make sure we have an even playing field with the EVs that we do test. And yeah, really impressed here with the EV6. So we're going to take this next exit right up here. We would not be able to make it to the one farther up. It's about, I would say, 10 or 15 miles to the next exit, and we don't have an extra 20 miles-ish to burn with 7%, just with a marginal safety buffer. So let's flip around here in Potter at exit 38, and then we'll head back towards Wellington, Colorado. Yeah, so we've done 109 and the car's predicting 146 miles remaining. And we are taking our exit right here in Potter, Nebraska. Beautiful skies today, almost no wind where we are, which is nice. Just kicking it off of 70 miles an hour there. Really love this turn signal approach. The driver assistance is just dead accurate, dead straight. Really is probably the least intrusive driver assistance system there is out there. It is just so good. And we're just regenning down in level 3 regen, again, not running iPedal to keep everything disconnected. So I can see some cows off in the distance too, which is awesome. And let's take a look. We do have a car coming from the right. This is the first time we've ever seen a car in Nebraska at a turnaround spot. First time for everything, I guess. And then we'll be merging back onto 80 West right over here, and we'll be heading back up to a 70 mile per hour constant speed as we usually do. I feel like that's every third electric company's name. Anyway, continuing up to speed. Not enough cows out here. We need to see some more cows, that's for sure. Just gentle accelerations as much as possible. I don't like these off-ramps that go basically under the highway. I like the ones that go over the highway, because then you always have gravity to your advantage for acceleration and deceleration, actually. And the more power we pull, the more heat loss there is. But these are really efficient systems, so it's not like it's that huge of a deal. Almost back up to 70 miles an hour. This car is just so quiet on the highway. It makes almost no noise. And there we are, locked in on Highway Drive Assist 2 at 70 miles an hour. We've turned around at 56% state of charge, and back to Colorado we go. Once we get closer to the charging station down in Wellington, we can loop around on I-25. Although it will be a little bit more windy, it's a little bit safer to be down there by the charging station to do that stuff. And then we'll have a better idea of what the vehicle will come in with. But for now, it's predicting well over 200 miles. Well, let's hope it goes over 200 miles. We wouldn't be able to make it back if it didn't. I know my friend and colleague Tom Bologna only managed 195 miles in this car's sister car, the Ioniq 5, in cold temperatures. But here it's warm, and I think the EV6 is slightly slipperier, slightly more aerodynamic, and we were able to achieve 227.4 miles in our Ioniq 5 test. So I'm hoping this thing does at least 227, but I think it's going to come in somewhere right around there. there a reason I don't do the I-70 loop towards Grand Junction and back? Well, that is really hilly and filled with traffic. This is pretty much what the whole upper Midwest of the country looks like. Just a whole lot of nothing. Everything around Glenwood is open and good to go. Hey Sean, thanks for joining. Appreciate you tuning in. Just out for a cruise. Should we try the horn and see what it sounds like? I haven't tried it yet. I hope it's a good horn. Oh, good one. Nice horn. Hello from South Florida. Hello from Nebraska right now. Current reading, 117.1 miles traveled, 53% state of charge remaining, 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Charger mapping in EV6 is not good. Charging up top is very quick. Hey, I think we're connected. Let me know if that's the case. I just hooked up to the car's hotspot. My internet connection died on my phone. I pulled over for a half a second just to get the password, and now we're merging back on. I think we should be good. Let me know if you can hear me, of course. Yeah, you can thank Kia for saving the live stream. That's awesome. We're heading back on. Gentle accelerations. That was worth it. Took literally half a second. I just don't like how it doesn't give you the password while you're driving, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Thanks for whoever commented that this thing actually has a hotspot. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And thanks to Kia, of course, for the use of their data. This thing has a small amount of fake sound in eco mode. I don't like it. Gotta get back up to 70 miles an hour. we're back. Cruising, as we should be. Missing the Rivian? Nah, not really. I mean, I love the Rivian, really, really want it, but, you know, that was just a lot of work. It's kind of relaxing now that it's gone, if I'm honest. I haven't really tried the sounds yet in this. Again, this is my first thing I'm really doing with it. I'll play around with it a bit more. I usually don't like the sounds, so I would just go off. Yeah, a lot of people are tired of the content. I think we did as much as we could, and yeah, there's a lot of review content. Tired empathy. Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate you watching. Glad you like Jordan's Leaf video. Yeah, Jordan's going to be hopefully making more and more videos with us. I mean, he already does a lot, so trying to get him to do more infotainment reviews. Autopilot is just a Tesla thing, but it is on its driver assistance, which is Highway Drive Assist 2, and yes, we're using it. Forgive me for one moment while I take a phone call. I'll be right back with you. And I'm back with you now. Ooh, nice old international truck. Look at that thing. That thing is sweet. The EV6 intrigues you more than the Rivian. Interesting, interesting. Well, I'm glad you're intrigued by the EV6. Like a maxed out EV6 isn't that much cheaper than a base Rivian, is it? I mean, we're talking a few $1,000s there, right? Certainly it is cheaper. I'm not arguing that point. If you drive a Nero and you're looking for faster charging, look no further than Ioniq 5 or EV6. These things rip on charging. You got to search around for these things. You can't go to your local stores if you live in a major metropolitan area, but like I've heard of EV6s in Alabama and Louisiana that are just going for sticker. 5s at Johnson Hyundai in North Carolina. They were doing all theirs at sticker. does have a 5G modem, I believe. Yeah, Polestar 2 is really good. Bet you wished you still had the Rivian. I don't know. I love the Rivian. Don't get me wrong, but you know, when I had it, we were just in a constant rush to make as many videos as possible. So it is a little bit relaxing to let it go. But I still love the EV6. This thing's great. We also have an XC40 recharge on test at the same time, and so I'll be doing a range test in that tomorrow or Monday, whichever has the better weather. And really, really loving the XC40. Alyssa's really loving the XC40 as well. And Lexi, and everyone, and Jordan, and Timon, we all love the XC40. Polestar 2 is not a dedicated EV. It's built on Volvo's CMA chassis, which is a combustion chassis adapted to an electric platform. It was designed originally to handle electric, though. Yeah, Polestar's a pretty good price, and you do get an air of specialness with it, which is kind of cool. I think the XC40 was all the lead engineers, I believe, at least on the design and usability team, were all women, which is really cool. e-tron GT is great too. XC40 is probably smaller than Macan. XC60 is closer to Macan. Have I heard anything on the new Macan EV? Yes. Can I tell you what I've heard? No. Volkswagen should make an electric Beetle on the MEB platform. I think it would be awesome. Macan EV, in my opinion, will define Porsche for years to come. It's going to be their most important model for mainstream, not sports car stuff, obviously. Is my mom interested in the electric Macan? I think so. She's pretty much said she doesn't want to drive anything but a Porsche. And so she drives a Macan now, and yep, it's her second Macan. She's looking forward, hopefully, to the electric one. And my dad said she is interested in the electric Macan. I say that EV6 Ioniq 5 is the best as far as charging? It's one of them. It's very far up there for sure. But Lucid and Taycan technically charge faster. And Hummer EV. But, you know, Hummer EV is so inefficient that it's not like it charges faster in terms of miles per minute. Although I haven't run the numbers. I doubt it does. Yes, Hyundai and Kia truly need battery preconditioning badly, ASAP, yesterday. Like, come on, guys. Totally agree. They need it. Right now, the car is predicting if we were to add the 108 miles projected on top of the 142 miles we've driven, we would do 250 on the nose. Is the Ioniq 5 still my favorite EV? When did I ever say it was my favorite EV? I don't think I've ever said that. Totally agree, Leonard. They really need on-route preconditioning. We've hammered them about it many times, and they get it. They're working on it. They said that they were nearing final version of on-route battery preconditioning for Ioniq 5, but they didn't really want to talk about it with me. The engineers did. Their PR people were like, well, we'll just wait for the full announcement on this. I'm like, come on, we got to know the stuff. No other journalist is going to care or even like get why that's important. Nice trailer. Yeah, the Polestar had preconditioning added through an over-the-air update and route planning, and it's really good now, both of them. I met a Polestar owner, and he's like, the preconditioning was night and day when they added it. People that don't live with an electric car in cold climates don't realize how important conditioning is. You're absolutely right. But I think mainstream automotive coverage will get there at some point. I think everything we're doing, we're going to see the mainstream guys do within just a few years. I think, you know, we're just probably a bit ahead of the curve on it, would be my guess. Then, I don't know what our relevance would be once everyone starts doing it, but we'll figure it out at that point. Polestar range is the same as Ioniq 5 and probably this car, plus or minus. Hey, didn't we do 225 miles in Polestar at 70 miles an hour? Haven't done a video on the new charging curve of Polestar 2, but I have XC40 with the new software that should be the same, and I'll be doing that either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'll probably do EV6 charging today. Yeah, we'll see. Something like that. We are just crossing back into Wyoming, and on the other side of Pine Bluffs here, the wind is going to kick back up, so we'll see how well that goes. I guess this guy's stopping to take a picture in front of the Wyoming sign. That's always fun on a road trip to do, for sure. And we've driven just about 149 miles, and the car's predicting 101, which would put us right at 250 miles on the nose if all continues to be the same. We're at 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, a little bit better efficiency on the return, but we do have some wind coming in up this side as well. I guess hard to say if it's going to be helpful or not, but we'll just see what happens. Yeah, thanks, Matt. Polestar will send us, actually they've offered, I've been kind of delaying it for warmer weather, a new Polestar 2 with the newest update. I wanted two different versions. I want to try the front wheel drive, and I also want to try the Polestar 2 Performance with the new software, and you know, take it out and see how that does. So two different Polestar 2 tests we need to do coming up at some point in the near future, both of which I got to talk to them about. So thanks for the reminder. thanks, Leonard. I appreciate it. Yeah, everyone's been working really hard. Some of the guys were back on vacation, but we're all grinding away to make some more content for you guys. We do use a track here in Colorado, but it's not great. But we're going to probably turn the one lap channel into more of a drag racing channel. And so, yeah, keep your eye on that. Looks like we got a train passing each other here. Sweet. We've got car carriers here on the right. Can't quite tell what they're carrying. They definitely have cars in them. Wow, these are some long trains. Did I ever bring a Tycon on the North Carolina track? Yep, I did. I don't know if we ever filmed it, but I had it out there. Yep, I've done the $1 Million Highway in Ouray, I believe. Not the full thing, though. Definitely something we gotta do. Make sure we film it, too. Oh, another train over here, dang. Busy out here. How are they all going to get by if it's just a single track? Seen a lot of trains and a lot of Rivians on trucks today. Ooh, nice Sprinter coming towards us. Looks like a Winnebago Revel like ours, and it is. Lovely. Identical to our Revel. We haven't used the Sprinter in a little while. We want to get it out as soon as possible. Do some van life and up in the woods. adjustable suspension on the EV6. I believe it's just a fixed system. Is what, Alyssa? What are you asking? I think my dad's losing it. Oh, is it Alyssa in the Sprinter? I see. Negative. United States will ever catch up with Europe as far as EVs? No, probably not. Not anytime soon, at least. I could see it one day happening. But we have big distances like this. Yeah, Dad, try and go back to live. I think you're a few minutes behind. Yeah, she's been driving the XC40 a lot. I don't know which EV has the longest warranty right now. That's freeway noise. Our tires are aligned. Don't worry. It's a brand new car. Will I test the Model Y from the Austin factory as long as it's materially different than another Model Y? I mean, like, if it's just the same car built in a different factory, then no, I won't test it because it doesn't matter. But if it's built and it's got different specs, then sure, why not? I just need a viewer to bring us one. Yeah, I prefer Polestar 2 to C40. I don't really like the C40. I would go XC40 over that. If the Austin Model Y truly has the new battery pack, we got to do all the tests on it. And you know we will. Yeah, we saw a C40 earlier on in this live stream. It was the first one I've seen in the US, other than media cars. No, the tires and wheels are just fine, don't worry. It's literally just the road is like that. The car's not out of balance or anything like that. You'll see I switched lanes and it's already so much better. And the phone is shaking just because of the phone mount. Yeah, the taillights are pretty cool on C40. I met the guy who designed the taillights when I went on the launch for that car in Belgium, and he was just so excited about the taillights. And I'm like, yeah, they're cool. They're awesome. And we nerded out about the whole light system when you hit unlock and how it took him so long to figure out what to do with it. Roads do make tire noise. Yes, they do. Good. Yeah. Woohoo. Yeah, all the roads in eastern Colorado kind of suck. Especially on I-70 when you're crossing from Kansas to Colorado. It's like, welcome to Colorado. Our roads are terrible. You see like every Tundra doing the Tundra twerk over the bumps. Yeah, Polestar 3 should be pretty sweet. Yeah, pretty beautiful sky. Auto lane change for the win. What don't I like about the C40? The XC40 exists and looks better and boxier and way more practical, and I just think the C40 is like, why would you get it over the XC40? I don't know. I don't understand paying more for a less practical vehicle that doesn't look as good. It's all of these coupified SUVs. I just don't like the trend. But I'm glad people do, and that's why they make them. Yeah, like I wish the Polestar 2 was more of a wagon or boxier. What I really want to do is get an XC40 Recharge and then put all the Polestar 2 suspension bits and brakes on it. And that seems like the ultimate vehicle for me. Or for like a daily Volvo product. And then you can get a combustion XC40 and get the good light color seats in it. Yeah, Polestar 3 should be pretty cool. Yeah, my mom actually saw an e-tron Sportback the other day and she liked it. Winnebago View going the other way, pretty nice. Alyssa is in the chat, folks. What do I want from the grocery store? Nothing I can really think of. Nice pavement, finally. Yeah, get some Michelobes. Although we just got a whole case yesterday. So that'll be good for at least another night. we got the whole fam in here. My mom's in here, my dad. Did Kyle register the Tesla yet? What do you think is the answer to that? Now that the people of YouTube have finally noticed that the car is not registered, I should actually register it. Is the BMW i4 interesting in the US? It's kind of gone under the radar, but that's because they're just coming out to test, so really looking forward to getting our hands on one. We have a white M50 coming, which I'm looking forward to. Another white BMW coming our way. I would say I just experienced the opposite of lane scooching for a truck. It felt like the Kia was getting closer to the truck. So maybe it's something that the Ioniq does and the Kia doesn't. I don't know. Car yet. This car is so quiet and comfortable. So good. Yeah, so I agree. The EV6 does tend to move towards trucks, but the Ioniq 5 claims it has lane scooching. Well, I hope this truck continues to go faster because we don't want to draft off of them. Well, I guess the left lane is open, so we can go there. We won't necessarily draft, but we're not going to pass him, but at least we don't get the aero advantage. I like the turn signal noise in this car. I like pretty much everything about this car. This is a great car. I just think it is kind of ugly, especially in this color and trim. The wind with the little wheels in eggshell white isn't the most attractive spec. But it does drive nice. VNL 860, the big one. Yeah, congrats on your R1T order. That's awesome. Autopilot is a Tesla thing, Lee. This car does not have autopilot. Nope. So what it has is Highway Drive Assist 2, which is very competent lane centering and lane changes, and it's very, very good. Very, very, very good. I would say probably better than autopilot at just being easy to use on the highway. often do you have to touch the wheel? It feels like a lot less than autopilot. Oh, green i4 M50. Is it San Remo green that you got? That's awesome. State of charge, 29%. We've driven 176.1 miles, 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Alyssa asked when I'd be home. Oh, I have no idea. At some point. Wow, I have not touched the wheel in a while. I've been watching the road, of course, but it has not asked in at least a minute and a half. Oh, San Remo with cognac, great color combo. Congrats on your car. We had a San Remo green 440i, M440i with the oyster interior, and it was lovely. There, it just asked to put my hands on the wheel finally. It's obviously dependent on certain situations, so I think if the car feels the wind knocking it around, it asks for the hands-on more. I generally do keep my hands on the wheel anyway, just I rest them on the wheel and it never pops up to ask, but I just did the little test there and it goes forever. Yeah, well, green is coming back. Toyota's still got one of the best greens on like their Tacoma TRD stuff, or all their TRD green cars are really, really pretty. And yeah, more green cars. Rivian launch green is really good. Torque or capacitive? It's torque. It does not seem to be capacitive. Is that the same in your Ioniq 5, Dad? Yep, the car's making all these lane changes on its own. Oh, please don't write i5. Oh no, it's Ioniq 5. Just about a hit 180 miles traveled, and we're still at 27%. I think Highway Drive Assistant is situationally based, not time based. Although there might be a time component. So my dad is making a video to go up on Out of Spec Reviews maybe tomorrow, where his Ioniq 5 died yesterday. Do you want to talk about that, Dad? Do you want to tell everyone what happened? Or should we make them wait for their video? Wow, look at that sky. That is dramatic. Which dash do I like better, Ioniq 5 or EV6? I think I like the EV6 dash better. The only thing I don't like is that the steering wheel blocks the volume knob, and the fact that the volume knob is also the temperature control. I went to go burn some juice today before I charged it up before this range test, and I thought I was putting the heater on with this little knob right here, because you can see it changes based off of situation. And I was like, great, crank the heater, and then it was blasting music. And I was like, oh no. And then you gotta then I hit this, and I went to go turn down the music, and then I was in cold temperature, and I was like, this is getting all sorts of confusing. That's a bad piece of design. But other than that, it's all pretty good in the Ioniq 5. I mean, in the EV6. Although I do like I would still get an Ioniq 5 over an EV6. Can someone set like a 2-minute timer? We're at 26%. Need to do the 25% update. Range left, the car's predicting 62 miles remaining. We've driven 184.1. I thought you'd like the Rivian. I do. I love the Rivian. Well, we don't know the range until it's over, because wind always plays an effect. That's why we have to finish the loop to know. I don't know why it just got incredibly more shaky for you guys than usual. Let me see if I can twist down this mount of some kind here. It's weird. Did I hit 25%? Yes. Thank you for reminding me. We have now hit 25% state of charge. We've traveled 186 miles. We have 59 miles projected remaining. We're just counteracting the wind that we did on the trip. It seems to be doing pretty well. 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. We're about to make our loop back onto I-25 off of I-8 and head towards Wellington and seeing how this thing will do. So far, the driver assistance has been wonderful. All is good, and the skies are buffering. Would EVs make good used cars? I mean, what? Why not? Oh yeah, if Rivian could make a hot hatch or like a little pocket rocket type situation, it'd be awesome. But they can't even make what they've promised to sell right now, so let them make what they got to make first. I am so sorry about this phone mount shaking so much. I have no idea why. Let me see if I can tighten everything down. Putting you down for a second. Let's see if we can tighten this thing down. Cranked it. Good luck. Yep, still sucks. Coming into that 1 mile of construction zone before we take our exit, so we may have to come off 70 miles an hour for a half a second, but that is actually okay because we had to go 71 miles an hour a couple times to pass trucks, but not very often. What do I think is the worst current EV? Mazda MX-30. We have a review of the Nissan Leaf that just went up this week if you're interested. If it was my money, I wouldn't own a Bolt. So we're different people. I like the Bolt, but you know, I don't know what you do with your car, and I mean, does the Bolt, do you wish the Bolt could do things that it currently doesn't? Because that would be a good reason to trade. I don't like this fake sound in eco mode. It sounds like something's broken, but it's just piped in sound, and it's on like the quietest setting. So it actually makes me think, like, is there something broken underneath this car? And the answer is no. It's just like a very faint noise of like a car, a baseball card and a bicycle wheel. It's the only way I can figure out how to describe it. It sounds terrible. This is the only little section that we have to eat. Yeah, you can turn it off. And I turned it off earlier, but I think you turn it off for each drive mode. All right, here we go. Back to 70. And our exit's just up ahead. Exit is right up here, so we got to do a little bit of New York driving just to squeeze on in. Everyone just hold on tight. All right, here we go. Nice. And we are just taking the exit for I-25 to head down to Fort Collins. Vehicle handles pretty well, definitely looking better than that F-150 in front of us around the off-ramp. And yeah, let's go see what it does on the way down. 191 miles traveled so far. Yeah, the Nero's still a great car. traveler from Manitoba in a loaner car. Imagine bringing your car in for service in Canada and going to the US. See ya. State of charge, 22%, 193 miles traveled so far, 52 miles predicted. Everything is looking good. We got to go for a pass here. Just opened up. Conditions not met for auto lane change because I did it a little quicker. And there we go, back into 70, locked in. Now we can merge back over. Yeah, so 50 miles left at 193.9 miles. This thing is going to go pretty far, farther than the Ioniq 5 at this glance. Thanks for watching, Brett. Appreciate it. I've already tested watts to freedom, but I can't post the video for another couple days. Hey, Sean from Highland Electric Fleets. These guys are awesome, and yeah, welcome to the live stream, sir. Look at those views off in the distance. That's what we come here for. Absolutely stunning views off into the distance here, coming almost into Colorado. The border's just around the corner over here. Absolutely beautiful. If you guys watch our Rivian towing test, gas versus electric, that went up today on Spec Reviews, coming through over here, there was a helicopter that buzzed us, and it was awesome. Yeah, there's a reason I use this loop for our efficiency testing, because we pretty much go to the middle of nowhere and there's very little traffic. Very hard to replicate this in other parts of the country. Yeah, we broke that video up into chapters so you can kind of skip to the parts that interest you the most. I can't wait to do all the testing on the Cybertruck. That's going to be pretty wild. I really hope it's good, but man, does it look controversial. I don't like it personally, but I think the specs are going to be insane. I think the capabilities will be really high. And it's very apparent that Tesla's drivetrain and battery stuff is just, you know, second to none. You know it's a bad day when a 2008 Toyota Corolla buzzes you. And there we go. No, you got it the wrong way around. My dad doesn't need to keep an eye on me. We all have to keep an eye on him. He's getting crazy, turning into a YouTuber with his Ioniq 5, making videos. Well, it's a very normal day when a base Altima with their high beams on in the middle of the day or headlights off at night buzzes you in the shoulder. That's just how you know the world's operating normally that day. I don't know what to predict the range of the Cybertruck to be. Welcome to colorful Colorado, about to cross over. Except it's mostly brown this time of the year. And there's not much color. How's the contrast driving this after the Rivian? Honestly, I'm so used to driving so many different vehicles. I mean, we had like 8 different cars on test with the Rivian that we just haven't posted the videos of. So I wasn't just working with that. We were doing a whole bunch of stuff with a whole bunch of cars. Oh, V60 Polestar with the new double layer battery and the new rear electric motor, count me in. Yeah, the rear wiper that never stops. This is not going to go farther than the Rivian in the 70 mile per hour test. The Rivian did like 290 miles. It was insane. But I don't know if the Cybertruck will beat the Rivian. I guess is what you guys are talking about. Probably. The EV6 does not have a rear wiper. I guess to me the Lyric and the Fisker Ocean are 2 cars that I'm just not excited about for some reason. Maybe I'm just not the target demographic. I'll of course review them, do all the stuff as normal, no issues. I guess it's just like I don't get, and the Nissan Ariya. I guess I don't see why people are excited about these cars. Cummins going for the pass. Bighorn. Any plans on testing rear-wheel drives of Ioniq 5 or Kia? I'd love to, but I don't really think they're going to send the rear-wheel drive ones out to Colorado in the middle of winter to put in our media use, you know, out to us. So probably not anytime soon unless a viewer has one. Yeah, Fisker Ocean does look really cool. Really cool. And it's being built by Magna, so we know it's going to be built really well. And I'm not just saying that because they sponsor us. Turbocharged Saturn. Did you hear the turbo spool on that thing? That was awesome. That Jeep just nailed it. Nice sounding exhaust on that Jeep. Yeah, I can't wait for my Golf to get here. I'm so excited for this thing. I just want to tune it, straight pipe it, and rip. New Telluride in that nice gray. You can tell it's a new one because it's got the new Kia badge on the back. I think that's the only change. Ooh, Miata RF, great choice. Jordan, my colleague, would be pumped. He's a Miata man. I've owned a Miata though, I love them. I don't know when I'll get a Lyric to test. Have not heard a thing. Hey Brett, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the hurricanes. Wait, you have a Solterra on order? Really? Can you explain why? What color did I get on the Golf? It's a blue manual. Yep, and the R's just come one way. I couldn't select any options, so it's blue. That was the only option I could choose. Come on, Camry, we gotta go 1 mile an hour faster. There we go. Subaru household, we off-road. Do you really? I don't think it's gonna be that good off-road, do you? Okay, maybe it will be. We'll see. I don't know. It's got X-Trail mode. I just think it seems like kind of a lackluster product, at least on paper. I haven't driven it, but I've sat in it. I'm like, it's not even that nice on the inside. I don't know. We'll have to see. What do I think about Android Automotive OS? Not Android Auto, but the actual operating system. I think it's pretty good. The people in the Subaru Forester Sport were checking out the EV6. Yeah, we did not get invited to the Solterra launch. Or the BZ4X, actually. We were trying to do BZ4X, and they said they had a spot halfway open for us or something like this, and they said you needed to. I said, look, well, we're going to film it, so we're fine riding with someone as long as they're comfortable being on camera for our first drive in that silence. And that program, I think, is happening now. Wagon. 17% state of charge, 40 miles predicted remaining. Well, don't use this as a measure of noise, because I'm putting the phone in different places, and I don't know. It's really quiet in here from my perspective. Cool, David, watching out of supercharger, sweet. views on the right. I'll show you over here. Look at that. Just crazy good. Very dramatic sky. That's cool that you ordered your car based off of our coverage. I appreciate that. Honestly, that feedback really helps us to know and for you to share, of course, because the more automakers see that we help with buying decisions, the more cool stuff we get to do with cars. So that's awesome. How does EV6 feel space-wise compared to other EV SUVs? I'm not sure. It feels not as tall. I'm not really great at the whole space conversation. That's where really Jordan comes into the picture. And again, I haven't spent that much time with EV6, so it doesn't feel nearly as big. It's very low to the ground, but it's got a lot of length. I mean, in my perspective, it's pretty much got all the room I would ever need, that's for sure. Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with a Model 3, Ioniq 5, or EV6. They're all great. Have not heard a thing about time frame on Ocean test drives. Thanks for watching, Coach DA. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I think EVs need to be, look, when we review combustion cars too, and we do it very similarly to everyone else, and that formula is down. I just don't think you can apply that formula to electric cars. I have not listened to the sound system in this car yet. I literally got in it, drove it to the charging station, kicked on the live stream, and you've been with me since the start. But we've had it for a week. We've had this EV6 for 2 weeks now. Or it will be 2 weeks on Tuesday, I think. But Timon and Jordan have been making stuff with it. Timon made his first out-of-spec motoring road trip video in this. He took it up skiing. It's probably not going to be the most polished video because it's Timon. We all know. I'm just joking. We love Timon. But I hope you all watch it and give him the benefit of the doubt and, you know, encourage him to make more videos when we post that. Where is Kyle at? Northern Colorado, just north of Wellington, Colorado right now. Thanks for watching, Josh. I really appreciate it. I don't necessarily... Oh, these bikes are ripping it on the left coming towards us. Look at this dude. Full lean. Full lean. That's awesome. I'm unsure of the Kia warranty on the battery off the top of my head. Your home state, my home state now. I live in Colorado. 10-year 100K for a powertrain, basically. Battery and powertrain. Oh, that's awesome that we helped in your decision with the ID4. Thanks for watching. Oh, have I ever driven a 918? Negative. Would love to drive a 918. That would be an amazing experience to be able to drive that car. How are the seats? Comfy? Yes, very comfy. But I'm also not very seat particular, generally, but I think these seats are great. Everyone's got their own particularity situation going on here. Not really me so much. Oh, we have 35 miles of range left. According to the car, 217.1 miles traveled. How comfortable would I be buying a 2018 Model 3 after its general warranty is over? Yeah, I wouldn't care. Why not? There's enough knowledge on that car, enough parts out there, enough general understanding of how things work. It's pretty not risky. I own a Model 3 out of general warranty myself, and I don't even think about it. Did Rivian mention when the R1S was coming? No, but they said that we are going to be able to, we're on their list to be early on to drive it. It sounds like a lot of the people inside of Rivian were watching our videos, which was cool. I heard from some people I won't name that we were getting passed around on their internal chats and stuff, and they were pretty pumped about the coverage, so that of course makes us feel good. From Sparta, NC. Very nice. Hello from Colorado. Used to live in Raleigh and Rocky Mountain. This one does not have any sort of glass on the roof in this particular model. And in the US, the only kind of glass roof you can get is just like a regular moonroof type situation, like a little tiny thing. And so nope, no glass roof like ID4. Big shame, big miss, I think. Zero issues in this ADAS system in this car. The Rivian had a lot of glitches, but this is rock solid. Always has been. Highway Drive Assist 1 and 2, both in Ioniq 5 and this, have been amazing. And I've driven it in plenty of other Hyundais too. It's awesome. Mapping the trip on Google Maps. Where could I share it with you? There should be an email address in the description of this video called info@outofspecstudios.com. You can send us anything over there. Well, we're going back to where we started here. We'll go down one exit as usual, and then we might go up one exit, and that should pretty much bring us to the end of the test. 220 miles traveled with 32 remaining. Whoa. If we had pulled off by now in the Ioniq 5 and we're still going past this exit. Granted, it is a lot warmer now than it was when we did that test, but only a 20-degree difference. So I think without question we can say the EV6 is more efficient. So not 250 miles range. It might do more than 250 miles range. Especially as I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of buffer below zero that I can eat into. No, the car's really quiet. We're just on some of the loudest pavement in the country. And the cell phone picks it up way worse than it actually is. Yeah, the informal videos don't perform as well. Yeah, Porsche Heist was great. Yeah, I agree. If this can do 250 at 70 and it can precondition and charge fast at every single charging stop, the summertime's going to be great with this thing. Yeah, this is officially a pretty serious vehicle to consider. How do you plan a trip with charging? You just do it yourself. It's not that hard. You just say when's the next charger and you see if you can make it. It's really not complicated to plan out charging trips. I mean, we do it all the time. We are at 12% state of charge. Yeah, Better Route Planner is awesome. I just held up the entire state of Colorado behind me making that pass. This one does have the tech package with lane changes too. Perfect temperature. No, Kia's releasing a new Niro. They've already announced that. It's not a replacement. It'll run alongside. I think there's still a place for the Niro. Outside temp, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect temperature. It's not a specific issue at that charger. It's all ABBs in the area. Oh, sorry. You're asking about the one that's down. Yeah, they just said it's a parts issue. So not sure. I don't even think they know. Generally, every station I went to was up and running in full capacity, except for maybe one or two here or there on a Rivian road trip. And hopefully the first episode can go up tomorrow. My only concern with putting the first episode up tomorrow is maybe I shouldn't live stream because that might affect the algorithms. We'll see. By the Budweiser place. In an EV6 weird material on the seats, I don't really like it so much, but if you go to our out of spec reviews channel and watch our EV6 videos from Europe, that's the interior that ours had. Just gonna have to film here. We're pulling it off at 70 miles an hour. This is where we're gonna make our loop. And we've gone actually past where we started. We have 11% remaining, and we're going to continue looping. We're probably going to go past our charger one more time at 70 miles an hour. Just probably one final turnaround spot before we rein it in and pull it in. But overall, have to say, very impressed with the range right now. Right now we're tracking for over 250 miles, which would be good, with just amazing views. So let's not get run over here. We will head towards where we started. And then that's how we will know how far this car goes. But we have to go back to the starting point with a completely empty battery pack. Merging onto the highway. Yeah, this thing feels like it handles great. I have not pushed it yet. You can use really any level 2 EVSE that'll charge this car. But yeah, I mean, some are better than others. Little minor things here or there, I would say. It's just your preference. Locking it back in at 70. Oh, we just got our first warning, low EV battery. Please visit a nearby charging station. 27 miles. Don't they know that's like a full charge smart car? Plenty of juice. Yeah, Tom's channel called State of Charge is reviewing level 2 chargers, and got really good info in there. But I wouldn't really worry too much about your level 2 purchase, but Tom's definitely got the channel for that. Yep, I've had to queue at an Electrify America station before. Yeah, Tesla to J1772 adapter is great to have in a pinch and just nice to have as a backup. Definitely getting hit with a little bit more wind on the return, as expected. That's what we had in the beginning of this test, so at least we know the wind's all in the same direction. 9% state of charge. Let's see here. Ioniq 5 did 227.4. We're already past that at 231. And we're at 8%. So significantly more range here. You know, roughly, I guess, 10% more range, something like that. So the problem here is the next exit that we want to go to past where we are is only 5 miles, so it's 10-mile round trip. But if we were to go up to the next one, it's 28-mile round trip, and we have 21 miles projected. And I'm not so sure, even with a little bit of headwind right now, I don't think it's really calculated that so much. So I don't think we can skip that exit. So what that means is we will have to go up one exit, of course. So we'll get an extra 10 miles on us. We'll do basically 243 at 70 miles an hour. And I don't think we'll be able to make the 12-mile loop on top of that, but we'll find out. It's going to be close either way. So we're once again passing where we started with 7% state of charge, going for another loop. And then thankfully there's a lot of rural roads in the area where we can run it down at pretty close to 70 miles an hour. Honestly, I'm thinking perhaps we just run down this little frontage road over here at 70. That would honestly probably be the best thing, don't you guys think? Because we could just peg it right alongside the highway and be able to turn around at any point. So that'll be our plan. We'll turn around at the exit up ahead. We'll run back on the highway, and then we'll run the frontage road until we're out. And it looks pretty empty, so I think we'll just try and do it at 70 so we can continue our distance at 70 miles an hour. Kia's doing pretty well. Love this thing. I think the Mach-E is still a very relevant vehicle. And I think it's got a lot more range than a lot of the cars in its class, and a lot of people care about a lot of range. I'm not sure off the top of my head the width of the EV6 tires, but I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but I don't remember offhand. Remember, your car on your Ioniq 5 has wider tires than I think the 235s that come on the standard Ioniq 5, including the Ioniq 5 that we tested in this exact test. Low battery, charge immediately, power limited. Oh, stop freaking out. There's no need. We have just hit 5% state of charge. We're completing our final loop before we head back to the charging station. At that point, we're actually going to run up and down the frontage road at 70 miles an hour, just because the exits aren't spaced perfectly apart for this test for what we need. So the frontage road looks empty, and we should be able to continue 70 miles an hour up and down through there. Anyway, let's take the highway back, and we're at 5% state of charge, and we're going to run this thing all the way to 0. And probably a little bit below, of course. You know how we do it. And we are merging back on the highway for the last time of this test. Really looking forward to seeing what we get here. And then of course that frontage road is going to be the perfect spot to run it all the way out. We have the low battery indication just above the auto hold indication over there. All is looking good. Loving the driver assistance in this vehicle. Man, I really don't know what to expect here, but I'm thinking we're going to do more than 250. I really do. Let's lock it back in at 70. There we go. Nice. This one's on 19-inch wheels. Yeah, it's not worth comparing insurance costs because it's so dependent on where you live, your history, your everything. I was paying like, I think $60 a month for full insurance on the Tesla in North Carolina. Then I moved here to Colorado and it was like $200 or something. I don't actually know what it is, but it's significantly more than what I was paying in North Carolina. Brandon is in the chat. What is going on, sir? This is a highway, yes, and it's terrible for, yes, road quality. Welcome to Colorado. We have the left lane's actually a bit more comfortable. We are at 4% state of charge and 11 miles remaining. We've driven 239, so I think we'll see 250 at least out of this thing. Just for the fun bit. It always gets interesting right at the end, doesn't it? So it's going to be a little bouncy because I'm not going to hold the phone here. I'm going to film the main video. And at 240.6 miles traveled, we are pulling off the highway here in Wellington. But it's not the end of our 70-mile-an-hour portion. We're going to do our best to keep maintaining 70 up on the frontage road. We're going to try a different section than I normally have. And let's see if we can run it all the way out on the frontage road over here. We just need to be mindful that we still have to cross this road to get back to the charger right over there. Let's go see what this thing does. Oh, that would be great if this dies at the Budweiser plant. Could just walk across. That'd be awesome. Everyone's asking about insurance on EVs. Generally, it's not comparable. You just can't say. And I would say generally EVs probably, in my experience, don't cost more to insure. It's just all dependent on the price of the car. It's like, does a Mini Cooper SE cost more to insure than a Bugatti Chiron? The answer is no. But does a Taycan cost more to insure than a Corolla? Then probably. So it just depends. Yeah, we need some big boy chargers out here along the highway for some charger tests. Brandon has the job for it, so please help us out here, sir. This is the only problem with using the frontage roads. We got to cross the highway to get over there. Yep, I got the OBD in this car as well. Made sure the temps were at about 30 degrees Celsius on average for the battery pack. Here we go, ripping it. Back up to 70, gentle cruise. Wow, look at this thing coming towards us. This is pretty cool. See that? Nifty. Yeah, Colorado's funding does not have to be charge point units. And please, whoever's installing the charge point units, stop. I can't stand these things. They're so slow. Locking it back in at 70 miles an hour. Here we go. This UPS truck is flying from the right, though. Let's make sure he stops. And that was full brakes in a UPS truck right there. That was awesome. And we're cruising back at 70 miles an hour nearly. Still going for it right next to the highway. It's great. I agree. ChargePoint CPE 250s are not good for consumers. 100% right there with you. And coming off of 70 miles an hour into the intersection here. Should we just jump the intersection if no one's coming? No, we will be responsible, somewhat adults. Taking it out of, yeah, just made sure it was out of iPedal. It is. We're in Regen 3 with the front motor disconnected the way it should be. Accelerating back up. I don't know if you can hear that silly noise generation thing, but it's really awful. And we are locking in back at 70 here in a moment. It's just ramping up. Why artificial noise in a battery vehicle? I totally agree. Yeah, I know where to turn off the noise. I just haven't for this drive mode. We are at 2% state of charge. Still cruising at 70. And here we are kicking off. I say we make a U-turn here. Looks like a whole lot of nothing going on around in this area. And U-turn happening here. Skirt. Gentle accelerations back to 70 miles an hour. 1% state of charge. Let's hope there's a buffer below zero because we might have to use it. And we are cruising down the frontage road at just about 70 miles an hour. We have it locked in. It's just awesome that we're able to get this much distance truly at 70. I think I'm going to use this frontage road thing more for our range test. We are at, again, 1% state of charge, 2 miles remaining. Let's hope we can go a little bit below zero because I think we're more than a couple miles away from the charger, but hey, that's all about the fun. I think we'll back it down now at just to about 60 miles an hour, just so we don't pull that much voltage out of the pack. And that's normally what we do at the bottom of range test is we'll go, you know, a couple miles an hour under 70. So let's just continue along here, because right now it doesn't look like we would hit 250 miles according to the screen. But that's okay. The car is going to do what it does. I'm just going to basically bring it until it feels like it's going to die, and hopefully we'll make it back to the charging station. But we're still out here in the middle of nowhere with 1% state of charge. Typical out-of-spec moment. We're out here in the middle of nowhere, 1% state of charge and feeling good. Absolutely love living life on the edge here in the EV6. And there's a stop sign. Skirt. Yeah, Garrett, Alyssa's brother, just bought an Ioniq 5 and he got a few miles past zero and had to push it into a charger the other day. And he was road tripping it up to Fargo, North Dakota. Any power limit? Funny you ask, just came into turtle mode. Power limited, so yes. Welcome to 0% state of charge and welcome to turtle mode out here in the middle of nowhere. Typical out-of-spec driving moments, living life on the edge the way it should be. Absolutely amazing. Couldn't ask for anything better here in the Kia EV6, a wonderful car. This is the wind all-wheel drive version, and we're about to see how far this thing will go on a charge. You're feeling stressed out. Nothing to feel stressed out about at all. It's all good. Worst case, this thing runs out, and then that's not the end of the world. We'll just ask someone to push us. It's all in the name of science. Just cruising along at 0%. But the car still feels healthy. Like, I guess what I was really curious about is I talked to Garrett yesterday when he ran his out of charge. I mean, you can see here we are just completely out at zero, power limited, all the good stuff here. I'm gonna make this thing hit 250 because I think it has it in it. I think it has it in it. Let's just continue up over this way, and then we have this crazy light at us. It says power limited. Thank you. I understand. Nothing to worry about, Kia. Stop freaking out. Yeah, so Garrett got like 14 miles past zero. Now, granted, that was a brand new pack. This one has 3,000 miles on it. You can't really rely on that. But he did say that he was pretty much wide open throttle, and that's when it was pretty much dying. And I have not been at wide open throttle yet, so I still think it's got some juice in it. I don't know why y'all are stressed that we're about to run out. Like, what's the big deal if we do? It would just make a good YouTube video. Yeah, let's try for 260. This guy gets it. Just gentle accelerations here. Once we crest the top of this hill, it's all downhill into the charger. But we're going to go past the charger. We're not stopping at the charger. This thing's going to go over 250. It's got it in it. Using that regen paddle for max regen there, and it was perfect. Haven't touched the brakes at all. Brought us to a stop right there. It even comes up when you hold the paddle with stop. That's awesome. I hope that doesn't mean stop is in like it's dead, but I don't think it does. 248.4 miles. I say we keep going. I mean, if it was like 237 miles and like, wow, maybe we could get it to 240, well, yeah, but at that point, it doesn't really matter. The car does what it wants to do, but I think this thing wants to do 250, and it's got good acceleration. Even keeps popping up power limited. And Garrett said he was able to just go, yeah, there is a past zero. Not every EV has a buffer past zero, and it changes over time, but I think we'll be able to get it. Behind us is the charging station where we started. We're still at 0%, but the throttle response is still good, and I think we can keep going. A friend of ours just, oh, how should I phrase this? I don't know. Not everyone will know Alyssa, so I can't use Alyssa's brother. The charging station is now behind us and we are still going. We know of someone who just got about, I don't know, 10 or 15 miles past zero in their car, and I don't think we need to stretch it that far, but the throttle's still pretty responsive and we're at 249 miles, so I say we keep going at 0% until the throttle gets really squishy. And we're still cruising at about 60 miles an hour here. Although we do need to slow down for the Honda Cross Tour in front of us turning. I like the Acura ZDX versions of those. Well, what I should say is I don't like them, but I do like seeing them because they're pretty rare. Now we're just cruising along, 249.5 miles. I say we go to the end of this road, we'll turn around and we'll bring her in. But it's still feeling pretty good to me. Yeah, still feeling good. This thing just doesn't want to die. 0 miles, 0%, still trucking. This is awesome. We're just about to hit 250 miles. There we go. We're still cruising. Yeah, we're going to do some out-of-spec quote t-shirts pretty soon. I don't think we're going to see 270 miles. I think we're going to see like 252, whatever it is to get back to the charger from here, because I think that's probably pretty good. It's not like there's another major milestone, and no normal customer is going to go this far down, honestly, but that's not the point of this test. Here we go. Let's make a right. Let's make a left. Let's make a hard left. Great turning radius. Wow, amazing turning radius. And here we are, gentle accelerations. We'll use this downhill to help us out. Power limited, the car's freaking out, not sure why, 0%. Low EV battery warning. Someone tell Kia to relax. Yeah, so that actually, pretty much what we're doing now is almost full throttle. There was not much below that. So yeah, definitely limiting, that's for sure. Never ran out during a range test. Had to push cars to chargers, but have never needed a tow. Oh yeah, throttle's getting real squishy now. Real squishy. Please bring it to the charger. You know what? Just because you said that, I'm going to make another loop. Don't tell me what to do. We're going to keep driving this thing till it's out of juice. Another loop. Here we go. Just because someone said bring it to the charger. It's dinging at me. I don't know why. So, stop. Who cares? What's the big deal if we run out? Got stuff flying around. Got the cargo cover has come out of the back of this car. And now we're heading back to the charger. Yeah, Mom, you are thousands of miles away. If you want to help push, you can come on over. Yeah, if I run out, that's when we stop. That's the point of these tests. Ooh, nice Volvo wagon again, V90 cross country. Ooh, that one had the painted arches, which means it's the premium pack with massaging seats. Lovely. We're at 253 miles. We've been at 0 for a while now. Yeah, it's just like it's showing this turtle on the screen. Doesn't it know we want a cheetah, not a turtle? We're all about speed. Yeah, it should have the turtle slowly dying as the battery dies. That would be an interesting graphic. Massaging seats are always needed. Yeah, 5 miles past 0. Throttle definitely, I mean, is like not, oh yeah, it's not doing anything. But I bet it could do another couple miles past 0, but again, like, what's really the point? We got our range. Favorite all-around EV after testing so many. Is this really the best time to ask that question? And after a couple more loops on back roads, we are still at 0. I'm feeling the throttle get pretty dang squishy here. That's wide open, and it's still accelerating, but not very much. I see a leaf at the charger. So what do you say we back this sucker in, call it a range test at about 254 miles. Let's get the final number after the reversing figure into reverse. And we're going to use a different split unit than this guy, so we have to use chargers on this side because they're power load shared. And back in we go. And into reverse, 254 miles, zeroed out, 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. Took just about 4 hours of driving at 70 miles an hour constant. Really impressive range here, considering the Ioniq 5 went such a portion less, about 25 miles less than this. That's pretty good here. Let's get it charging. Well, what do you say, guys? That was pretty good, don't you think? 254. I'm going to shut climate control off. Let's, yeah, let me get this thing plugged in and charging, shall we? And now we're charging. Sweet. Now I can plug in my phone. That's the only reason it went farther than the Ioniq 5. I wasn't charging my phone. I'm just joking. I was charging not much. 50 kilowatts at 0%. And we are charging here at 51 kilowatts at 0% state of charge. Very nice. There goes a guy in a Nissan Leaf ripping it out of here. I feel like sometimes we're at 51 kilowatts here, right? I feel like sometimes this car communicates badly with these chargers, and so let me move to the one that I know can charge these faster. So let's unplug and move and see what happens. We already got our range test results. I just need to take a picture of those. just as a little experiment, I think I've had at least issues with Ioniq 5 on all 3 of these ChargePoint CPE 250s, except the one on the end seemed to have given it max power. I'm going to go over there, plug in, and see if we can get more than 51 kilowatts. Let's see what happens. Get unplugged. And now that that leaf is out of the charging spot we want to use, on into drive. Please move. Let the parking brake up. Please let the parking brake up. Thank you very much. And a little flipperoo action here. Still at 0% after we dumped a kilowatt and a half into a kilowatt hour and a half. How do you say that? 1.5 kilowatt hours? And it's still at 0. So we definitely drained it past quite a bit, I'd say. Vehicle off. Gonna go get it charging. And it would mimic what I've experienced with Ioniq 5 if we can get max power here. So let's do some looking here. Charging started. It's funny how it says that to you. Here we go to our live stream as well. I'll pull them around. Ramping up. And seems to have keeps going higher. How about that? Very interesting. I realize that the live stream can't hear me because I'm also recording a main video here. How about that? Well, there you have it. Interesting that certain, like this charger reliably charges eGMP cars faster than any of those 3 over there. Which is very weird. So now I need to charge it up enough to get to a 350 kilowatt charger to do a charging test. And I think I'm going to bring it down to Denver to do the EV Go one. So I guess I'll let it charge up to 50% state of charge, something like that, and then we'll head out. But there you have it, the range test. Try not to post it too many places. I know I can't. I'm going to leave the live stream up, but the full range test video won't go up for a couple days. So just keep it a little bit quiet, the range this car did. It's not the end of the world, of course. It doesn't seem to affect views if people share what we did. So, yep, there you have it. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And very odd charging behavior here. We're doing 107 kilowatts right now, 108 at 2% state of charge on these CPE 250s. And we were only doing 50 kilowatts on the one just a few down the hall. I saw it same as the Ioniq 5, had the same issues on the other ones, but this one reliably rips. And well, there you have it. See you all in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you all watching. Another successful range test here. And we got to do another one tomorrow with the XC40 or on Monday. I haven't decided yet. What's the battery temp? Let's take a look actually. Why don't we? Stick around for a second. I'll load up the app for it. Connect. Bluetooth on. It's connecting. And we'll see what the battery temps are. Let's let it connect. Successful connection. Here we are, loading stuff up. 99 cents. Nice. Yeah, so you can see 108 kilowatts going into the battery pack there. I don't know if it's backwards for you. Battery min is 23 degrees. Battery max is 27. So it stayed pretty much consistent with where we left, which is great. We're at, yeah, 5.5% state of charge, but SOC BMS says 10. That one's always a mystery to me. Oh, thanks, Eric. Appreciate the Starbucks on you. It'll go to a fun project. I promise I won't waste it on Starbucks. All of the super chats to Out of Spec Motoring, just I'm ending this, but just so you guys know, we'll go to a fun project that we'll do at some point. Yep, doing about 110 kilowatts here. Sweet. Yep. Appreciate y'all watching. Yeah, I don't know if I can commit to doing XC40 tomorrow because we have some other stuff that we need to film. So it just depends on scheduling on our side. The live stream certainly is not a priority, but I appreciate you all tuning in. All right, see you all in the next one.